Hello BookTube! Before I jump into my September wrap-up, I just want to let you know that for the month of October, the Libri Labra book club will be reading Saga Volume 1. Saga is written by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Hopefully I didn't mangle any of that. Now this isn't Volume 1, this is actually the deluxe edition, which I believe has volumes 1 through 7 in it. It actually includes issues 1 through 18, which I believe are volumes 1 through 3. As far as I know, Saga is about two different people from different alien races that fall in love and end up having a baby together, and it causes some kind of conflict. It sounds a little bit Romeo and Juliet-ish. I don't know much more about it than that, but I am interested in jumping into it. So hopefully you guys will join us. Alright, my September reading month was a little bit better than August, but honestly not by much. This month I only read 2 books. I read The Drive to Learn: What the East Asian Experience Can Tell Us About Students Who Excel by Cornelius N. Grove. Now I don't want to go too far into it because I did review this book, and so I will go ahead and link to that video in the description below. There's a lot of organizing of research done by the author, and there's some comparisons about how we think of education here in the United States and how it's thought of very differently in East Asia. The great part about it is that it doesn't just say, hey, this is what we're dealing with and this is how it's different. It also takes steps to let us know how we as parents and educators can start shifting the mindset of how we perceive learning here. East Asian students seem to have a lot more grit and they focus on mastery, whereas here in the United States it's very individualistic and it's more about how people perceive us. That may not make too much sense right now as I'm trying to summarize it, but if you are interested in this topic, then I suggest you check out my video in the description below. The other book I finished this month and read with the Libri Labra book club was The Roaches Have No King by Daniel Evan Weiss. How he came to read this book feels like an interesting story in and of itself. It was actually recommended to me by my cousin over 15 years ago, and it has been sitting on my bookshelf ever since. And my husband decided he wanted to nominate it for the book club, and it ended up winning. I'm not sure if I want to do a full review of this because we do have an hour-long discussion on the channel, which I'll link to below. The book is about an intelligent colony of roaches that get together to try to disrupt the relationship of the human tenants that they're living with. And the book takes place from one of the roaches' perspectives. His name is Numbers. He is kind of the leader of the pack a little bit, especially as far as like the planning and plotting goes in this book. It was a creative book that was kind of kooky and a little bit repulsive, and it actually made me feel a lot of weird things. I really don't want to say too much because I'm gonna turn this into a traveling book where people can like scribble their notes in between the lines and stuff, and my first victim is Jashana C, so I hope she doesn't even see this video. It's coming for you. Again, the book was kind of kooky and wacky, and after having it on my bookshelf for 15 years, there's kind of like this weight that has been lifted off my shoulders now that I've read it. It's just so weird that I want to pass it on to other people. I feel like it might be the weirdest book I've ever read. So that's all I've got for my September wrap-up. If you guys read anything interesting this month, please let me know in the comments below. If I've introduced you to something new, be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.